on this episode of The Breakthrough Show. Get ready to literally laugh your behind right off as we engage in one of the funniest yet informative episodes to date. First up, we are beyond excited to welcome comedian and TikTok sensation Shelly Belly to the show. We dig into the humor behind memes, politics, technology, going to the doctor, family, and more. Shelly also shares a heartfelt message to all her TikTok followers. Then we're meeting with my own personal trainer, Lisa Peranzo. In our conversation, you'll learn how an unforeseen injury led her to working in the fitness and nutrition space for over 10 years. Lisa not only shares the importance of giving ourselves credit, but her own passion behind creating a judgment-free zone for all those looking to take control of their health. This is an episode you don't want to miss, so stay tuned.
Life gives us moments when we have the opportunity to make a choice, and what we choose has the potential to change our lives forever. Join us now for another inspired episode of The Breakthrough. And now, please welcome the creator and host of the show, Jessica Dugas.
Welcome back to The Breakthrough Show. So excited to be with you for another episode today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and this is the Daytime Talk Show. If I can speak today, you guys, it would be a miracle. It is the Daytime Talk Show, inspiring you to change how you look and live your life through inspirational stories and, of course, entertainment. And boy, am I excited about our entertainment today. I am very excited, let me tell you. So coming up later in the show, we're going to be talking about fitness, nutrition, and a lot of amazing things. And of course, a lot of laughs too with my girl, Lisa Peranzo. She's going to be up later today. But first, I'm on the TikTok now. My kids are on the TikTok. And so I had to come on there as a means to get closer to, AKA embarrass them. And so I minding my business, scrolling through TikTok one day, and I saw this girl pop up hollering at some chick named Donna across the street. And I thought, she has to come on the show. So please welcome, for the first time on the Breakthrough Show, comedian Shelly Belly. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I hope your listeners can handle this Southern. I'm just so Southern. I hope they can handle it.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I live in Alabama, and I've been down here for a minute, a good 11, 12 years but I'm from New England. So it's hilarious to me how you can, depending on who you're talking to, your accent can completely change. Like, I'm speaking fairly talk show host-ish.
Right.
But when, when I get off here, excuse me, what are you doing? What are you doing over? That's what it becomes.
Right. And when I work a full-time job because, comedy has, I hadn't really hit it big in the comedy room yet. So I still work a full-time job. So when I'm at work, I have my work, right. my educated voice, as I call it, I have to use my educated voice. And then when I'm at, around my kids are at home, what you see on TikTok is what you get. That's me. That's who I am. And when I'm at work, I put on my professional hat and I wear it.
I love that. I love it so much. So you got into doing TikTok how long ago?
A year ago. Just a year.
Wow. You have quite there's people I've seen some of your audio. What do they call it when they not duet, when they use your audio and they're like mouthing the
lip
words?
Sync it?
Yes, they lip sync your audio, and it is a riot. It's a riot.
Yes. I really, really enjoy that people can take my my creation and make it their own and have a good time with it. And I see a lot of husbands and wives and families, actual families getting together and doing this together.
Yeah.
And so that really means a lot when a family or a husband and wife can share things together and have a good time together.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Well, one of the things that we like to do in the very beginning of the show here is talk about some hot topics. Now, we record the show now, so it's not the same as when it used to be. You guys that have been following us a long time, and we used to be live back a few years ago, but thank God we don't do that anymore. so, so
you got to
now
worry
we
about people
record.
picking their nose on live and
I mean,
digging it.
listen, can we talk
She
about
just
that?
listened. You have no idea. You have no clue, girl.
Can we, that should be one of the, I mean, how, let's talk about let's talk about this whole TikTok thing. So in the beginning when it came out, it was like a lot of young kids, you know, dancing and everything else on there. And now you have you have people like us on there that have kind of trying to take it over. Like, is there a
Oh, we
difference
did.
between
We not trying. We did.
I could, yes, I'm trying to get the hang of it. What are some tips you could give us on how we can do better TikToks?
I'm probably the wrong one to ask because if you can look, if when you look at my videos, you will see there is no editing.
Mm.
I do not know how to edit anything, not even my cussing. I don't even know how to edit. So I really don't know. I guess it's, I've always felt that, I was in sales for many years and I was a great salesperson. And the way I was a great salesperson is if you can make someone laugh, you always have their interest.
Yes.
Laughter is, overcomes sadness, it overcomes so many emotions.
Mm,
And, if you can just make somebody laugh, they'll always come back for more.
mm. Absolutely. Well, tell us about this chick Donna across the street.
Donna's a hoer.
Oh, Donna, I'm so sorry. We're airing all your stuff out here on the Breakthrough Show today.
So Donna is quite the character.
Mm,
Um, she is just all over the place, all over the neighborhood. Nobody in the neighborhood likes her. Everybody, I have some people that say, Shelly, you bully Donna. You pick on Donna. And I'm like, no, you have no idea. Donna gives me a hard time right back. So it is just like a mutual agreement that we have that that's what we do with each other. And everybody wants to see Donna, but that's not going to happen because I try to spare y'all the the hardship of what you would see
right.
with her. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't think that we could. I mean, I was thinking about when I heard you talking to her the one time, I thought maybe should we have Donna on the show to facilitate some kind of breakthrough on like live on the show cuz my friends at the beginning of this season came on and they said they want to see some Jerry Springer stuff for once on the show. And so I said maybe we should have Donna on to try maybe give her a break. But then, you're warning us though, so now I would be
There's
afraid.
just there's just some things that just need to be left alone,
Mm.
and she's one of those things. I'm telling you, she's ruined.
Mm.
She's ruined. You ever heard of that saying? She's ruined. Google it. Southern slang. What does Southern slang? What does runt mean?
Okay. All right. Everybody run to the Google.
Runt. So, but you have to put in Southern slang. What does runt mean? And that'll explain why she don't need to be on the show.
Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
I'm being
Everybody's
clean
doing it
mouth
right
today.
now. For all of you guys that are trying to leave the show and do it right, come back here. Come back here and after the show, okay? After the show. So at the time that we're recording this, there have been all of these Bernie Sanders memes floating around on social media with the mittens. Have you seen those?
I have. I have. Um, Anytime I see anything political, whether it's a meme or whatever it is, if you notice in all of my videos, I never discuss politics.
But the mittens, though. The mittens.
It would definitely be something Betty would wear. Or Larry. Those mittens, I don't know. It looks like it's been passed down from generation to generation, them mittens. I mean, they look, God bless him.
They
I
look
don't even know.
holy. Like they look like holy, like taken to church.
Well, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't see them in my wardrobe. I'll tell you that right now. Mm-mm. No, I mean, he's sitting there, God bless him, he looks so feeble. I mean, he's sitting there like, like if he farted, he'd just blow away. I mean, just so feeble, bless him. Good Lord. I've
You know
seen
what's
more meat in a can of beanie weenies. He's so little and tiny, he ain't got no meat on his bones.
You know
Lord,
what
he's
I
just
love though is he has enjoyed seeing them. I saw an interview with him where he said he's getting just as many laughs out of all of the pictures that have come out. And so, I mean, God bless it. You can laugh at yourself like that, right?
well, I love how they're taking his whole body and taking it and putting it in, like, people are like talking to him and putting him in different positions. Oh, I think it's hilarious. I believe me, if I'm not making TikToks, I'm on TikTok.
Mm.
And can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I want to let everybody on TikTok know that as a creator, it is very difficult to answer every single comment, but I sure do try. And
Yeah.
I see every comment that everybody said. I spend hours on TikTok like I'm a crack addict. I
Yeah.
get off work, I come home, I do the videos, and then I'm like reading everybody's stuff, and I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to. But between I work a full time job, do TikToks, and then I do comedy also. It is getting more and more difficult to answer, but I do see everybody's
Mm.
comments. And I just want to say how much I appreciate everything everybody does, the duets, the lip syncs, and how humbled I am and how grateful I am.
I love it's difficult. It's difficult when you start to have even the episodes we've had over the years that have had a lot of interaction, and because it comes across as a live show, so there's interaction in the comments on social media as it comes across. It's sometimes hard to get to every, and then technology. Can
Right.
we talk about that a minute? Let's How has it been with the technology side of all of this for you?
Thank God for kids, thank God, because I'll just call them, and be like, hey, what is the timer do? What does this do? And I'm like, just hell with it. I'm just not going to mess with it. I'm just going to hit record and let it go. Just let it go.
Yeah.
But it is difficult. But I guess being working a full-time job, and I have to work with technology a lot, it's really not that difficult to learn. But I'm still learning because my husband, thank God, he's the smart one of the two. I ain't saying much, but I love him. God bless him. Um, he's like my manager, husband, putting
Mm,
up with my crap, person, and my editor.
mm,
So when I do stand-up comedy, he does a lot of my editing. So
yeah.
I just say, hey, hun, can you do this? And I give him poontang and he's okay.
Yeah. I mean, is there a better payment?
No, no, not at all.
Not at
Mm-mm.
all. Not at all. We
No.
had a discussion. Those three girls that did a little skit at the beginning of our season here. They got together to talk about the breakthrough show, and they had this whole conversation about men that I could not allow on the air. But she was talking about how men are easy because all you have to do is give them a little boobs and stroke their ego, and they're good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my husband will be the first one to tell you that's all they think about. That's all they care about, that and eating. And I can cook. My mama told me, she said, Shelly, if you ever want to get married, you got to learn how to cook. And at 5 years old, she set me up on the kitchen cabinet and taught me how to make biscuits. And I done it twice. I done got married twice. But the second time was the right one. I've been married now for right at 20 years. So
Mm. Yeah. I think what I want to do is I want to talk to you some more. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk
Okay.
to my good friend Lisa. Then we're going to talk back with more with Miss Shelley at the end, and it's going to be fun. Will you come back and talk with us some more?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right. We'll be back in just a minute with Lisa Peranzo. Welcome back to the Breakthrough Show. You know, I love having conversations with people in the health industry because, as much personal and spiritual development as we talk about on this show, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't do all of these other things. You can't take care of other people. And our guest today has more than 10 years experience in the fitness industry. She's certified in many different forms of fitness. Some of them I don't even listen. You guys know the only time I'm running is if I hear that ice cream truck, you guys. And if I'm running, you better run too, because it means something's chasing me. I'm just trying to say. So, so I'm really excited to have her on today to tell us, maybe she can fill us in a little bit about that. But she's also certified in nutrition. And what I especially love about our guest today is that she works with people in the rehabilitation realm and helping people really tap into their own power. As you know, when we go through things, we might have felt like we lost some of that. And so she helps them get that back. Please welcome CEO and founder of A Healthful Life, Lisa Peranzo. Lisa, welcome.
Hi. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Girl, listen, if I'm running, you better start running because I am being chased. Like there is
Yes,
T-Rex behind me, or like a zombie, or I'm running towards something.
true
Really,
story.
ice cream, wine. Like let's start
Yes.
ticking off all the things. No, if I'm running for real, you need to start running.
Yeah.
I don't willingly do that.
It's true. Listen, I have lots of friends that are into the running and they're always running and the marathons, and I'm like, bravo.
That's where you insert that Nancy Pelosi slow clap. I'm like, oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Listen,
I
I
had
try
to
so hard, but I just
You're
can't.
like, I really do try for them. I had to start checking myself because people would be like, I run, and I would be like, why?
Why though?
Why though? No, and then I would tell them like, do you really do realize like how bad that is for your body? It's really not actually that awesome.
Well, this is going
I
to be
get
the
it.
best episode ever. Okay.
You're
So
like, you're reaffirming everything that I love.
I feel better about myself already. Okay. So I would love for you to start by sharing with our audience something that's bringing you joy today.
Today, well, our conversation earlier about strip clubs, which I mean, we can go there if you
Listen,
want.
guys, I'm sorry I didn't record it. My bad.
We should have. Like this could be a two-parter. What's bringing me joy today? I On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do a virtual live workout class with some private clients of mine. So that's how my day started off today, which was a great way to start the day. And don't think, obviously, I'm the most serious person on the planet.
It
Don't think
wasn't
that they're
running. It wasn't a
anything.
running class.
No. No, they're an amazing group of women, and I like with them. I want to say I've been training them for a long time, probably 4+ years. I want to say for some of them, and I can always tell like the evolution of a client because at first y'all are like real proper
Yeah.
and appropriate and stuff, and the inner monologue stays in between your ears. And then it reaches a point where I can curse on this show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where you reach the I don't give a fuck zone, and then
Yeah.
everything comes out of your mouth. So we work hard, but they crack me up. I'll tell them to do something, they'll be like, no. Or I'll be like, we're gonna do blah blah blah, and they'll be like, can we see that? And I thought, man, when we get on a screen, like maybe that will tamper down a little bit. No, it hasn't.
So tell us a little bit how you got into this line of work. What inspired? Did you always want to be in fitness, or how did that look
No,
for you?
I definitely didn't. If you like, no, no. If you had asked me, uh, man, I mean, just keep in mind I'm 27 until I die, so that's gonna make me really young when I start telling this story. If you had asked me like 10, 15 years ago if I thought that I would be here now, I probably would have laughed at you and then said, "What's an entrepreneur?"
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have known. Um, I I've always been like athletic, but I don't or fair. And I enlisted in the military right out of high school. I went into ROTC. And obviously there's a level of working out in the army.
Yeah, just
Just
a
a little
little
bit.
bit.
And I ended up getting really severely hurt in the military, and I didn't walk for about a year. I did like the multiple surgeries to recover, lots of physical therapy and all that kind of stuff. And I was really, really blessed when that happened, which sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
go with me, that I had people around me that put the focus in not on you need to get strong into where you used to be, but more on okay, this is how things are now. You will technically always have a disability. I still have it. It's not going anywhere. What do you want your life to look like? What do
Mhm.
you want the quality of your life to look like? Like they were essentially asking me, how are you going to create a healthy lifestyle for yourself with, this hindrance hanging on with you? And I was always like thinking of that and taking that into account. And fitness became more of a priority because of that. But I still didn't go into it. I went into corporate America. I actually ended up working with victims of violence for a very, very long time
Mm,
as an advocate. Yeah, probably some of the best work I've ever done
yeah.
has been in that realm, and probably some of the most powerful. But that's probably a podcast for another time too. And I did that, and I was like, you're like, "Meh." I was side hustle training. I got my CrossFit certification. I got my nutrition certification through them, and I was training in that realm. And then it just got to the point where fitness became more of a passion. I wanted I wanted to leverage my time in a different way. I wanted to be treated better in my workplace. I just basically became kind of disillusioned with corporate America as a
Mhm.
whole and was like, I'll just go into fitness full time. Okay. And so I did with like no job lined up.
Yeah.
Not what I would recommend. And then I started doing that, and it became this, what kind of trainer am I going to be? I know that I can put myself through hard things, and I like to do hard things to show myself how strong I am.
Mm,
And I wanted to train other people to do the hard things, but I also wanted to create this environment like what we were talking about at the beginning, like a safe, no judgment, you can leave all your bullshit here kind of place, because I really understood the power of being able to let go of your stress
right.
in a healthy way, in that physical fitness way, and how much that helped you adult better.
Mm,
Like when you're having that really shitty day, sometimes it helps to cry. Sometimes it helps to get your aggression out in a workout. And then you're so tired when you're done that you're like, well, I can't do anything about this because I'm too damn tired.
right.
So it became that kind of like, how do I train people as a result of all of this? And time kind of went by and whatever. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and like all things with parenting, none of that one is planned,
What?
including but not limited. You're like, what's that like? Parenting. I had a girlfriend once that told me that parenting was a Thunderdome. When I got pregnant with my daughter, she literally shook my hand and said, "Welcome to the Thunderdome." And I went, "What the pick. And then I had my daughter and I went, oh, that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, that's
You're
how
like,
it
mm-hmm.
happens.
So I got into the Thunderdome of parenting, and it was horrible. And my postpartum experience, I had all, and I am so not alone in this. I'm sure so many of your
Mm.
listeners have had the same thing, that even though I had no expectations, it still went horribly awry.
Yep.
And I started noticing, as I really like went, as she was a baby, as I went back to work and started that transition and all this stuff, that like this stuff that other mothers were sharing with me, they never talked about before.
Mm.
It was like I entered this fight club that I didn't know was there, because nobody talked about it until you got into it.
Yeah.
And I saw this like very pervasive problem of, I want to give to myself. I want to take care of myself. I can't magically create more than 24 hours in a day. So how do I do this for me, to make it work for me? And then how do I do this to make this work within the constructs of my family life and with how my body is working right now?
Mm.
So, like all good entrepreneurs, I started giving away stuff for free.
Oh, yes.
And I actually started a Healthful Life as a blog. And its purpose was for me to just record and write down the funny stories about my daughter, because she is truly one of the funniest people I've ever met. At 6. She absolutely cracks me up and terrifies me, as she says, at the both same time. It's a thing. And then I was like, why am I not monetizing this? Why am I not trying to make my reach bigger so that I can help more and more people? And it has sort of evolved from there to the point now where, with the COVID, we have I've implemented a group workout session, and now we're working out virtually 3 days a week, because it's regardless of where you live, like maybe your gym is open, maybe it's not, but maybe it's open and the constructs that it's open under don't work for you.
Right.
Like maybe the childcare component is gone, or you don't want to work out wearing a mask. And all of those things are totally valid, but you still have to take care of yourself.
Mm. Yeah.
And I get that. I'm a proponent of at-home workouts. I train my private clients how to do that in a way that works the best for them and their bodies, because I truly believe that me as a trainer, I meet someone where they're at and I push their potential from there in the way that works for them. But I also understand that not everybody is here for the at-home workouts. They want the energy of the class setting. They want a vibe. And I'm good with that, as long as it doesn't become a competitive environment.
I think I love what you talk about it being being intentional about creating an anti-stress place for your clients, because my experience as I put it when we first started in the fitness realm has not been a positive one. And because as I've dealt with chronic pain and other things in my life, it's always been very high stress for me, where I've got all these friends, and I love you all so much if you're listening to this, who love to work out and who feel so amazing afterwards. And I'm like, I don't know where you're going or what kind of alcohol they're feeding you while you're there, but I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have that experience. And so it's rough for me. And so I love that you're being intentional about making that space, because that's not something that's rare, because I can tell you I've never experienced that.
Well, and I think your experience and what you're talking about is more common than what people think. And, as much as in this society and culture today, we're all about like, we're unique and we're one of one and everybody is a snowflake or whatever.
I don't want to be a snowflake.
I don't know. And then in the fitness industry, it's like, nah, we're going to just shove you all into one box. You're going to fit one category. And the thing is that is impossible. Because we all come to this from different places with different life experiences and also with different goals. Like maybe I'm working out to manage my chronic pain. Maybe I'm working out because I'm overcoming an injury, or I want to lose weight, or I just want to have 20 minutes to myself where somebody is not bothering me.
Right.
It could be all of those things again at the bowl same time. It could be all of that too.
Yeah.
And all of those goals are completely valid, but also the experience you're coming into it with is completely valid as well. If you come and tell me I've had this injury, and this injury, there's going to be certain things that you probably should not do.
Right.
So why would I make you do them? But also on like a deeper, and I think my formal education really honed this in for me. On a deeper level, I think that we as humans are more likely to continue to show up for the things that we like to do.
Right.
And we're going to make excuses when it's not a positive experience. So why wouldn't you want to come in and laugh? Why wouldn't you want to come in and make jokes, or like get to know your trainer on a more personal level so that you know what's going on with them and you can build that rapport with them, that's going to make you feel safer with them. And then that's going to, like for me as a trainer, that will allow me to push you harder because you trust what I'm doing.
Right. You know what I think helps you too is that you have a background in psychology and human behavior. There's so many people in the fitness realm that got into it because they like fitness, which doesn't necessarily help you relate to other human beings, especially ones who don't like fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a concept.
Right. And the thing is that, I mean, girl, I never would have thought. I had plans with that formal education. And I have been so blessed to have done so many things with that formal education, right? Because that was what I was doing before I did this.
Right.
But it gave me look at, everybody knows what it takes to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not dumb people. You know you need to work out. You know you need to take care of yourself. You know you need to eat well.
But these are very the cake and the wine and the cookies.
and I mean, the nutrition could be a whole other segment on
and
this.
And the Netflix. We like the Netflix.
Don't even get me started on the Netflix. Oh my God. Same. I just finished The Crown. Stop it.
I haven't watched that one yet. We have to go now. I have to go watch that.
You're like, bye, we're done. But that's not how I train. Like, if you are going to create a healthy lifestyle for yourself, you have to look at what your life looks like and what's a priority to you and what's not, and what's going to be sustainable for you and what's not. Because otherwise what you get is this yo-yo effect. Oh, I did insert name of plan or diet here for 30 days, but then I hit day 1 and it was gone. And then what happens 6 months down the line is you're like, well, shit, I've regressed so much that now I need to come all the way back from that and go I have even further to go. And that goal line's moved even further out. And then what that does to your head, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then if you have a trainer you're not vibing with, you don't feel like you can let go of your stress in that environment. Oh, I can't, man. I got work meeting. This came up with my kid. That came up with my husband, my partner, whatever. Look, if there's an excuse, I've heard it. I've been doing this long enough that I've heard it. And now I just sit there and nod and smile.
Yeah.
Because I can work past the excuses. You can get below that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to give the person the environment for them to let that go. And a lot of it really is even just, what kind of workout do you want to do?
Right.
If you're like, I mean, hey, I like to run. Why am I going to have you lift weights? Mm-hmm. If you're like, I want to lift weights, I want to learn how to do Pilates. Let's start there. It doesn't mean you can't incorporate the other things.
Right.
But create the habit first.
Yeah.
Create it as a priority first, and then move into the other stuff.
Kids are a workout in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And all of, it's been such a crazy experience for me. I love listening to people and my clients when they talk, and it's been a crazy experience, and also has made me sad how hard we can be on ourselves when it comes to this. When I'm like, do you understand like how much of a badass you really are? and how much you're doing and how much you're managing and how much you're maintaining throughout the chaos of a day. You're stay at home or working, your hands are full.
Yeah.
We want to take care of everybody around us so much, and to the absolute best of our ability and degree and all that stuff. We want to make sure all of our people are living their best lives to the detriment of our own health.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure out a way to be able to work that in.
Yeah.
How do we get our own health back? That sets the example for everyone else around us.
Mm.
And how do we get past the thinking of, I can't do that because everything else isn't handled yet?
Right.
It's so easy and yet not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you think you hear you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You can't take care of anybody else. And yes, that's great. But it's like, I think we get so in a rhythm of whatever we're doing day to day, and it becomes normal. I even, that part of my whole freak out last night with my husband was just saying, I don't understand how I got here. Like, I think back to I know an exact moment in my life when things changed, but then after that, it's like, I don't understand. Like,
but yet the thing is that you're not the only one. Like, your experience and words coming out of your mouth, same. And also everybody around me, you get in the trenches. Like, we are so knee deep. Pull out every bad cliche. We're knee deep in the weeds or whatever. I don't know. Like, that's all of us. And then all of a sudden, it's 10 years down the line, and you're going, how did I end up here? And then you're going, I don't want to wear that. Like, that doesn't feel comfortable. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that. I don't want to, all these things. I don't look as cute as I looked when I was 20. Well, girl, yeah, stuff has happened. Like, duh.
And then to look at pictures when you were younger, when you didn't think that you looked well, or you thought you were fat, or whatever it was, and you go, what was I thinking?
Yeah, but see, my experience is that, and also, like, why did I have no eyebrows? Who thought that 1990s, early 2000s grunge look of like the no eyebrows was a good thing?
Because we had the bangs to make up for it back. All of the
true big hair, bigger the hair.
Oh my gosh! Well, if anybody's watching or listening today that is in need of getting started with fitness, maybe they've had chronic pain, maybe they've had issues in the past, maybe they just don't like the idea of fitness. Maybe it's how they say it, fitness whole pizza in my mouth. That's fitness for them. What would you say to them to even get them in the realm of getting, like, they know they need to do something, but they just don't know where to even start?
I would say get off of social media and don't do the biggest thing that you're seeing in your search algorithm.
Mm.
I mean, we see, and God love them. And I will look at people on my Instagram and I'm like, oh shit, though. Don't look at that. If you're new to this, the most important thing is to start. So the first thing I would say is, what sounds appealing to you? If you're like, man, I just want to get outside and I want to go for a walk with my kids. Well, that's where we're starting. It doesn't mean that that's where you're going to end. It doesn't mean that that's where you're even going to be a month from now. But you got to start somewhere, and it's better to start now than to wait.
Right.
So if you have something that you're like, yeah, that kind of sounds good, that's where you start. And it doesn't have to be the same thing as the person next to you or the friend down the street, or because the hard thing is that you get into this and then everybody has a big opinion about what you should and shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is always the best.
Yeah.
And I love those people. I do, because they come from a place of really good intention and heart and love and support. And that's amazing. However, everybody's health and fitness journey is completely different. Right. And truly, I hammer this into my clients. You have to do what is best for you. Mm-hmm. Not what the person next to you is doing. And also not what you think you should be doing. Not what you could do yesterday, and not what you think you should be able to do tomorrow.
Yeah. So there's no, like, if I work out and change and decide I don't like it and do something else, there's no fitness police that are going to come and be like, Jessica, you can't do that.
No, there's just curfew police right now.
Yeah.
At least that's fair. I'm sorry.
I love it though. I love it though because we need to be told that. Like I said, my experience has just been where it's like, no, this is what you have to do. This is what everybody does. And I'm like, I'm not everybody. And as much as I've tried to tell people, I know my body. And then when I say it, like, I literally can't get out of bed. They're like, of course you can. You're just being lazy or you're just
No,
being whatever.
when you say I know I can't get out of bed, I know you can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I've had that kind of pain from other injuries as well. And unless people have been in that place, they truly don't understand what you're saying.
Right.
It is debilitating and it's demoralizing and it's so discouraging that it's not even funny.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, tell everybody, Lisa, where they can find you and how, because you've said, listen, guys, I have all kinds of notes here. If you weren't taking notes, you failed. Go back into the beginning, restart, and tell everybody where they can find you and how they can hook up with you, Lisa.
Okay, so the easiest place, I'll give two options, and I know you're going to have it in your show notes because you're like that. My website is www.ahealthfullife.org. That has all the things on it. YouTube channel, recipes. Yes, there's alcohol on there. Links to all the girl, I'm not cutting out line. Links to all the social media. My blog is on there. Application for coaching is on there as well. And all of the printables that I've made, most of which I want to say right now are free, because I want to give to you guys as much as I can. The next easiest place is my Instagram, and my handle is my name, @Lisa Peranzo. So that's easy. And, you know, all the links in the bio link back to the website and all that kind of stuff. What I will also tell your listeners, because I come at this from a place of service, I really want to see my community feel their best, whatever their best means for them. So I'll send you a link to a freebie for your community, which is an at-home workout guide. The caveat to that is this, because I'm a professional. If they get into, it's workouts that are ready to go for you at home, right? But I'm not in your home with you. So if you get into those and you don't know how to do an exercise, you do an exercise and it is causing you acute pain, not work, but pain. If you have an injury, you're recovering from an injury, or you have a chronic injury and you're not sure how to adjust a workout around, you need to reach out to me, and that is a non-negotiable. And what I will do is change the workout for you, tell you what to do, jump on a call with you and walk you through it. Whatever we need to do, I will fix it up for you so that it works for you. And then the other thing that I like to do is offer anyone who listens to this and thinks, oh, I kind of like her, she's kind of crazy, a discount on coaching. Like, just slather it in there.
That's what I say when I hire people. I'm like, they're as crazy as me. This is going to work just fine.
Wait, I definitely attract a certain type of client. No, I'm okay with that. But my goal really is, you know, we have such an opportunity to be able to take care of ourselves and to figure out how to make working out and nutrition work for us so that this stops being the yo-yo diet, fad, trendy solution, and it becomes a lifestyle that you can, you know, be comfortable and happy and content in and not feel deprived.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
I love it. I love it. I think you're amazing. And this has been one of the most fun interviews I've ever done. And you're fabulous.
I'm like, I feel like we didn't even get to all the stuff. Like, I mean, I need to come back.
I know. Well, she's going to come back and we'll have her back if I have to, you know, if I have to put an ice cream truck outside, a wine truck outside of her house.
What about both combined?
Yes.
The brick and mortar that I worked for, I tried forever to convince my manager to have a sangria machine at the front.
Yes.
I was like, why not though? That's your reward as you're walking out, grab a cocktail. I don't know.
Listen, that's what I feel like we need to reward ourselves with.
Oh yeah.
With wine. That would be fun.
Girl, that's going to be the next one, is talking about my nutrition approach and why I don't feel like you should cut out wine, pizza, or chocolate.
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, I thank you so much for being here with me today, Lisa. It's been so much fun, and please come back again and see us.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a minute for more of the Breakthrough Show. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every month for exclusive programming, where we invite you to go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome back to the Breakthrough Show. I'm back here with my special guest today, Shelly Belly, who is joining us for some thoughts and comedy and all of that fun stuff. How hard is it with everything going on in the world to find something to laugh about, Shelly?
For me, it's not hard at all.
Me either, and that's inappropriate most of the time.
Like I said, I really do not talk about politics at all.
Yeah.
But there's so much going on in this world right now that you really have to laugh to keep from crying,
Absolutely.
And so, like tonight I have a comedy show, and people say, how do you come up with things, to do comedy about? And I'm like, I try to not focus on what's going on in the world around us and talk about things that are relevant, that we go through as individuals, not as the world, such as going to get a pap smear.
Yeah.
How could that not be hilarious? When they give us that paper gown, and you're laying there, you're like, I just paid a $30 copay and you're going to give me a freaking paper gown. Am I not better than that? But then you realize why they give you the paper gown, because it's to clean the lube off from down there. Because they give you a little tissue, about that big, and tell you to wipe off. And then you have to worry about the toilet paper balls down there.
Yeah.
When they're asking you to scoot on down and they got coot all in their face, you got to worry about the toilet paper balls. Right?
I know.
So,
do you remember not long ago there was before we shared things on Facebook, people would send emails that had like funny things in them. So so somebody had sent me one time that was a story about a woman who had gone to her yearly appointment, and she was in a rush. She typically would like shower and whatnot, but she was in a rush, and she grabbed the washcloth on her bathroom counter to clean up before go to the doctors. So then she went to the doctors, and she's not thinking anything of it, and they're having the examination, and the doctor said something like, you didn't have to get all dressed up for me. Come to find out, it was the washcloth her daughter used for her glitter project. So her entire women, it was covered in glitter.
Sure.
Could you just imagine?
She had stripper poontang.
Oh God.
That's what I'd call it.
I mean, it's goals. It's goals. Dress up before you go.
I mean, and I talk about stuff like a mammogram. I mean, I'm not big chested, but the smaller chested you are, the more jaw deep you have to get into that machine, and they tell you to hold your breath, and then they walk the hell off. I mean, And men wonder why we're mad all the damn time. Let me put your stuff in a vice and, put
Hold
lube
your
on
breath.
my finger. Yeah, hold your
Hold your
breath.
breath.
Yeah, hold your breath, buddy. And now I'm going to walk off,
And just leave you there.
So it's things like that, that I make comedy about, that it's relatable. I actually done that skit this past Thursday at the Comedy Zone in Greenville. And they were, we had a great turnout, and there were a lot of women there. I think it was a birthday party. And I'm very animated. And so, when I'm talking about going to the gynecologist, I'm actually laying on the stage, which with my feet up in the stirrups, scooting down. And, people are just dying, So I try to take people away from what's going on in the world and talk about things that every single person in that audience can relate to. Right. I'm so fortunate, and I'm so blessed that I have such wonderful children. I truly do. And they love me and I love them, and they all have successful careers, and I could not ask for more. I tell you, my life is going wonderfully.
I love that. Shelly, it's been such a pleasure having you here today.
Oh, thank you. It has been a hoot. I know you've not been able to say much.
Well, I was trying not to live up to the overachiever thing. I was trying to just shut up and let Shelly have her moment.
Well, I really appreciate that. I really do.
I love it.
Because most people figure out real quick, we're going to see Shelly, so just don't say nothing. She'll say it for all of us.
I've seen you on TikTok, so
right.
Well, tell everybody what your name is on TikTok, and then also where else they can find you, Shelly.
So my TikTok name is Shelly Belly Comedy, and I'm Shelly Belly Comedy on Instagram, and I'm Shelly Belly Comedy on Facebook, and I have a website, shellybellycomedy.com, and you can go there and you can see where I'm going to be performing, and you can buy merch and everything that you need to know about me and is on my website, shellybellycomedy.com.
I love it. And we're going to link all of those in the comments and the description for you guys, of course, so that you can just go a click away. And you have to go on TikTok and get to know Shelly a little better. And of course, her neighbor, Donna, because you just do. Just trust me on that. Okay. Shelly,
quit giving Donna credits.
Well, let's give you made her who she is today.
I did. And I still haven't got paid.
I mean, that's a travesty.
She's going to have to go down by the river with Candy and do the WAP. Do the WAP. What is it? WAP? Yeah, WAP.
Thank you for being here today. Oh God, I shouldn't have put the lashes
watermelons,
on
apples,
today.
and peaches.
Oh God.
WAP.
Okay, all right.
Selling produce.
Thank you, my new friend, for being here. I really appreciate you. Make sure you guys go check out all of her links in the show notes. It's been a hysterical show today between Lisa and Shelly. I mean, it just didn't get any better than today. They're gonna win the award that we don't have for best episode. I just know it. So thank you all for watching or listening wherever you are today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. And until next week, make every day a great day for a breakthrough. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Breakthrough. Please visit our website at www.thebreakthroughshow.com and be sure to join our